Our message is that our service needs investment, not cuts, and that we will fight tooth and nail to protect our jobs and our service. And all politicians of any party and whoever is in power after the general election needs to take note. We're here to protect our members working in emergency fire controls. Theme of the rally, part of the team. And we're trying to explain to our members who don't work in emergency fire controls that the attack on fire controls is part of a wider attack on our service as a whole. And it's a part of an attack on the emergency response to the fire and rescue service as a whole. We've come here to say that we're concerned at the fragmentation we're seeing within our service. A fragmentation that is leading to a lack of standards that then in turn allows local chief fire officers, local fire and rescue authorities to make cuts which threaten our safety and the safety of the public. And we're here once again to send a message of solidarity with our brothers and sisters in South Yorkshire who are fighting against a disgraceful attack from a Labour-controlled authority there. And we're also here to make the case for a genuine modernisation of our service, for a genuinely modernised fire and rescue service that can meet the challenges that we all face in the 21st century. And our service is one that we can be very, very proud of. Firefighters are held in high public esteem, and rightly so. Our whole purpose in our careers is to protect life and property, to make our communities safer. That's what we're all about, and we do that through protection, prevention and intervention. And firefighters are rightly proud of what they do. And have clearly said, for example, in this opinion poll that we've held recently, that subject to adequate resources, training and so on, they are happy to have taken on the new and expanded role we've got in the fire service, urban search and rescue, dealing with a threat of terrorism, major floodings and so on. But our survey also shows that while our members feel that the public do value firefighters, they feel very, very clearly and overwhelmingly that our service and our profession is not valued by central government and is not valued by the principal management teams that we work under. And that's a sad indictment of where our service is in 2009. Because the truth is that up and down the country, we are under attack. We face cuts in our services, attacks on our jobs, and attacks on our conditions. And usually they are part and parcel of the same thing. Because when they attack our members, they are also attacking the service that we provide. And it's not rocket science to demonstrate that. Fewer firefighters means a poorer service to the public. And when they plan to slash the number of staff working in emergency fire controls, it will mean a poorer service to fire crews, and it will mean a poorer service to the members of the public. And we've seen in that film, and Sharon's explained, that behind Samantha taking that call as a team of emergency firefighters working in control, a team that is also part of a wider team liaising with fire crews, working together to save lives. And how dare anyone, when we make them watch that film, as we will, say that those people are not as essential to saving life as anyone else who works in this service. Or we take another area of attack, shift changes, and it's at the heart of the South Yorkshire dispute, all too often linked to reducing fire cover at night. And although they keep denying it, we've got it in black and white in South Yorkshire's IRMP that they intend to reduce the pumping appliances available at the less busy times, i.e. the night time. So that is what lies behind the attack in South Yorkshire. It is about attacking our members, and it is about providing a worse service to the public. They cut our jobs and they attack our service. And we're saying enough is enough, and we're putting down a marker that we will resist every single attack, and we will fight to defend every single job, and we will fight to defend our service and our profession, whoever is in power after the next general election. Over the past few weeks, we've heard from politicians in all the main parties trying to outdo each other about the scale of the cuts they intend to impose on the public sector after the general election. And Gordon Brown tells us he intends to protect the front line. Well, unfortunately, we see no evidence of it in the fire service, because the truth is that chief officers' pay has rocketed and corporate and management team employment has rocketed, while we've seen over 10 years a loss of 3% of whole-time firefighters' jobs. And it's supposed to be a service which is democratically accountable. Let's ask the public, what do they want out of the fire service? Do they want emergency fire control staff answering calls? And do they want fire crews on fire engines? Or do they want an ever-expanding empire of human resource managers, people who know nothing about this service, nothing about this profession, and who are nevertheless taking it over? And unfortunately, chief fire officers up and down the country have surrendered that fight and are willing to hand it over to them. The only defence we have in the UK is yourselves, ourselves, the Fire Brigades Union. The Liberal Democrats, they talk about having nice cuts. Well, we've got one, and John mentioned it earlier, one cut they can make, and that is to scrap the Regional Fire Control Project right now. You will save money, you will save jobs, and you will keep people happy. And then we hear from David Cameron, or Call Me Dave as he likes to be known. And he said, we're all in this together. Well, I don't see much evidence of that. I don't see much evidence of belt tightening at the top, whether it's in the fire service or in the financial sector. Because it's all back to business as usual in the city, and bonuses are back with a bang. And what they're saying, politicians are saying this, sending a very clear message, that after the next general election, you will have worse services. We as public sector workers will see our jobs attacked. The public will have worse services, and all of us will pay higher taxes for the privilege of seeing it done. That's what they're all saying is the agenda that we face. And the people who will pay the price ultimately are the people who teach our kids, our nurses, the people who clean our hospitals, public sector workers, and yes, including ourselves here in the fire and rescue service. Because they tell us to expect the worst cuts in living memory. And we're giving notice here and now, before that election takes place, that firefighters do not want conflict. Whether it's in South Yorkshire, Merseyside, Essex, or anywhere else, firefighters do not want conflict. We just want to do our job. But we will defend our service, and we will defend our profession, and we will defend our jobs. And one of those key areas is in relation to emergency fire controls. And we fought this battle long and hard over 6 years and more, and we're still fighting. We said it wouldn't make any savings, and we were right. We said it was going to be delayed, it would never be delivered on time, and we've been proved right. In fact, we've been proved right several times over on that score. We said it would lead to huge loss of jobs, and we're right. And we said it would lead to a worse service to the public. And we've shown very clearly from the film and from the staffing models that we're aware of that we're absolutely right. The Fire Brigades Union is the only body in the UK